No. Hey there, and welcome to Chick's Guide to Love and Life. So you'll be actually receiving 4 videos that are going to help you get the bloke. Now, with getting the bloke, obviously you don't need one, but if this is something that will help you, if this is what you want to do, because I know that for a lot of us, we kind of, when we hit our 30s, we start to get a little bit panicked and worried about, not being desirable. And it's difficult because all your friends are getting married. You're still going to weddings alone or with your best friend, and you're being set up with guys that you have nothing in common with. And so it can get a little bit depressing, and I completely understand what you're going through because I've been there, girlfriend, so I know exactly what it's about. It's a difficult space where you kind of feel frustrated with things not working out. You're seeing guys that just don't really want to spend any more time with you than time in the bedroom. And you do get to the end of your tether where you're starting to think that you're actually not desirable, and that's just not true. So I really hope that I can help you find that confidence in yourself for starters, and figure out what kinds of guys that you want to spend time with and help you find the bloke. So first video today, we're going to be looking at fear and insecurity, self-awareness, and your offer. Alright, so first of all, I'm going to dispel some myths about the whole man thing. Okay, I think when he does this, it means this. So there's some really great books out there that tell you that when he does something, it means something. And look, I'm not going to argue with that, but I also do think that we overanalyze and we spend too much time worrying about what a certain person does, and then what we're doing is actually deciding that that's what is happening, and then we start projecting how we feel about it all over that person before we even know the facts. When you meet your soulmate or the one, that will be it. I am, and you can call me cynical if you like, go for it, but I don't believe in soulmates and I don't believe in the one. Now, people may be up in arms about this, but the simple fact of the matter is that they are titles that you give someone that gives you good feelings. Obviously, there are going to be people that you have a lot more in common with and you connect with at a deeper level. But if you're going around looking for a soulmate and you're looking for the one, you are actually projecting pressure onto other people. And I know in myself, I used to do this and I cringe at the thought now, but I'd go out on a date and I would sit there and think, is he the one? And by that point, I'd married him in my head and I'd had his children. So I'd already had this relationship in my head before we'd even got to dessert. So breakups mean you've failed. As society dictates, is that you meet one person, the one, and it should last forever. So when things don't work out, people feel like failures. And unfortunately, this can really kill your self-esteem. It's so important to understand that, the couples that end up together forever are the exception. They're not the rule. Rejection is bad. No, it's not. You get rejected every day of your life. You go for a job interview, you get rejected. We're so precious about rejection. And obviously, it doesn't bring up nice feelings when someone tells you no, or doesn't even tell you no, just rejects you and you've got to guess the rest. But it's a learning experience. I've learnt more from getting rejected than from getting accepted by people, because it gives you some insight into yourself and your own behaviour, but it also gives you some insight into the types of people they are as well, and you kind of got to thank them for that. So the truth about dealing with this stuff, guys won't come to you if you don't go to them first. I have learnt this. The ones that do come to you are usually the ones you don't want, which is a bit messed up, but that's just how it works. What I mean by this, not necessarily approaching them, but making yourself approachable as well. You really, I used to walk around with a big fuck off written across my forehead, and so men were terrified of me, I think. They're not going to come to you if you don't go to them first. So making the effort to make this change in your life is going to get you the results much quicker than if you're just sitting around waiting for the one. Shift from an I want marriage and babies mindset to a who's going to fight by my side mindset. Because when you have the I want marriage and babies mindset going on, you're actually projecting that onto guys, and they know it and they feel it. Even if you don't actually say anything, there's also that unconscious sense that that's what you're looking for. What I mean by the who's going to fight by my side mindset, it changes, it shifts the relationship. So it's more about, us against the world as opposed to this is what I want. Self-awareness. So we're going to look at psychological projection, and I'm sure some of you may have heard of this, but we project everything that we feel about ourselves, and quite often it is onto other people, which as a result they do something in return and we get angry or upset with them or blame them for reacting to what we've projected. That's how we communicate to the world. So there's obviously positive projections where you're getting a positive result back. Negative projection is if you're getting a negative result back. For example, and I know I've done this a bazillion times where I end up with this guy who rings me at 3 a.m. and wants me to come over there. In London once, and I was kind of seeing this guy, I think, and he rang me, and he was in North London, I was in Southwest London, and he wanted me to go up to his place at about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I did it. And then I ended up having to pay £50 to get there. So I actually had to pay for my own cab to go up there to give him what he wanted, which was the dumbest thing in the world. But we all do stupid stuff like that because we do grow attached to these people, and this is the projection. So I think he's the one. I don't know if you can relate to this. And then the guy on the other hand, if she wants to have sex with me, then I'm going to do it. It's an opportunity. Great. This isn't the guy's fault. This is a projection. He's projecting in one way and thinking, yep, this is great, it's all good fun. So he has one agenda and she has another, and she thinks that sleeping with him is going to turn him, and it's not, because she's already giving him what he wants. What she's doing is putting onto him what she wants. She's putting fantasy over reality. So she's actually created in her head a relationship before there's even a relationship. And we do this. We are shocking at it. Guys do it too. It's not just exclusive to women. Everybody does it. But you fantasize about something and the actual reality is completely different. Jumping the gun as well. We have this tendency, especially if you do want the marriage and babies, to jump the gun with every guy that shows an interest in you that you're attracted to as well. Of, oh wow, we're getting along, definitely. And then you go from definitely we're getting along to we're married now and we've got kids. That's a huge jump. That's a couple of years worth of jump. So slow the hell down, girlfriend. Impatience, so that just latches onto that, and neediness and insecurity. So if you're feeling insecure in yourself, then and you're sleeping with guys in the hope that they're going to validate you and make you feel good, it's actually going to do the opposite. It causes a lot of pain. I, for one, am not a big fan of the whole fuck buddy thing. It's just, for me, I've been in fuck buddy relationships where I've been the one that I wanted something more and they didn't, but I've also been on the other end where someone else wanted something more and I didn't. So it just causes confusion. But that's just me, if you can handle it, then go for it. But it's not something that I personally like to do. So creating healthy projections. Now, a little task for you is just to get around as many people as possible and pay attention to their and your projections. So a couple more examples. A simple one of when you're sitting on the train and you look at a girl and she's stunning and dressed nice and you look for something wrong with her. That is you projecting. So the best way to figure this out is by paying attention to the assumptions that you make about people. Write them down, because awareness leads to dissolving the issue. So when you actually start acknowledging certain areas of your behavior, you'll actually start dissolving it. I mean, it won't completely go away, but it will teach you how to trust people a bit more and understand yourself and what you're putting out to them. And finally, your offer. So what have you got to offer? Like, what are your interests? Who are your friends? What are you into? Music, books, movies? What makes you angry? What's important to you? And what can't you live without? Answer these questions, because that will give you some insight and some help into what kind of guy you're looking for. Now, I get people who don't take care of themselves and they're overweight, they smoke and they drink. And then you ask them what they want and they say someone with a six-pack, or for the guys, someone with really great legs. And I think, well, is that person going to want to be with you if you don't share the same values around health? So in any way, shape or form, this helps you. So what we're going to do next is actually have a look at him, match up what you're offering to them and also what you want in return. Then we need to start working on that. Video 2. So who he is and where to find him. We're going to look at niching your future man. So who he is, what he loves and where he lives. Then the undiscovered formula for finding love online. And this, as I said, this doesn't involve dating websites. There will be no dating websites. But I will show you how to find dates using other forms of online stuff. And I will show you how to start getting dates immediately. Until then, have a great day.